Okay, on the right side of your notes, I want you to write this equation, y equals x plus 1 squared minus 16. So this is vertex form. Remember, there are three forms of your quadratic equation: factored form, standard form, and vertex form. This one is vertex form. Why is it called vertex form? Because it literally tells us the vertex. Okay, so if this is my vertex form, what would be the vertex of this parabola?
-1.
Okay, so it would be -1, -16. Because the x value of your vertex is going to be the opposite of that number, and the y value of your vertex is going to be exactly that number. So when it's in vertex form, it's very easy to find the vertex, right? Okay, let's talk about finding the y-intercept when it's in vertex form. What is 0 in my y-intercept? X. So if I plug 0 in for x, that should give me my y-intercept, right? Okay, so let's do that. I would have y equals 0 plus 1 squared minus 16. What's 0 plus 1? 1. And what do I get when I do 1 squared? I get 1. And then what is 1 minus 16? -15. So my y-intercept is the point 0, -15. Does my y-intercept show up anywhere in this equation? No, it doesn't. But I can find it by plugging 0 in for x. Okay, now I want to find the x-intercept. So remember, x-intercepts are what you get when you plug 0 in for y, and usually there are 2 of them. So let's plug 0 in for y, and that would give us 0 equals x plus 1 squared minus 16. Ooh, how am I going to do that? That's not factored form, so I can't do the zero product property. I could multiply it out to standard form, and then I could factor it, and then I could do the zero product property, but that seems like a lot of work. How many x's are in this equation? Just 1. So this is the difference. When you have an x squared and an x, you can't use your usual solving steps. But if all you have is 1x, even if it's in parentheses squared, we can use our usual solving steps. So let's start undoing the stuff that's happening to the x. Okay, so what would be the first thing I would do to undo what's happening to the x? I'm going to add 16 to both sides. That's going to give me 16 equals parentheses x plus 1 squared. How do I undo squaring? I square root. So my next thing is going to be to square root both sides. When I square root 16, I actually get 2 possible answers, because I'm really saying what number times itself gives me 16. And 4 times itself gives me 16, but so does -4. So basically, when I square root, I'm splitting it up into 2 different equations. And the square root of a parentheses squared is just going to give me what's inside my parentheses, x plus 1. Okay, now let's solve this right side equation first. How do I get rid of plus 1? -1. And 4 minus 1 is 3. And that would leave me with x. So there is one of my x-intercepts. Now let's solve this other equation. Get rid of the plus 1 by doing -1. This time -4 minus 1 is -5 equals x. So there's my other x-intercept. So my x-intercepts are 3 and -5. So finding your x-intercepts from vertex form is a little bit different, because I can do my undoing to solve kind of strategy rather than having to factor it and do the zero product